helping make the Jewish community run.
And if that wasn't enough, the chairman of the entire Siyum Hashas.
Which is where I was going. This is here in part because of this man, so we figured we would close with the right person. What does it feel like to you? How many years, how many hours, how many sleepless nights? Tell us a little bit about what went into this.
It's very emotional. We're at the end of something that's 2 years of labor of love, 2 years of planning for the Siyum Hashas to make it. But I think what you guys should really understand is that everything that God does, He does with a reason. And I always say to myself, when I look around here at MetLife, why did God put me into the sports business? I'm in the sports business. I work with the NFL, I work with the NBA, MLB, NHL. I can't name you 10 players in any of the leagues, probably in all 10, in all leagues together. So I thought about it, and I remember 7.5 years ago, it's actually almost 9 years ago, we started planning the next Siyum Hashas. And I said, guys, you know what, I have an idea. I'm in the sports business. I know stadiums, I know arenas. Let's shoot for MetLife Stadium. And they looked at me and they said, you're crazy. MetLife Stadium? Where are you going to fill up MetLife Stadium? Previously, we did it in Madison Square Garden. But the whole idea, if God wouldn't have put me in the sports world, who would ever thought of going to MetLife Stadium to do a Siyum Hashas? So I had an incredible story. You have a minute, and I'm going to tell you an incredible story. And guys, you have to hear this story. And gals, you have to hear this story. At the last time we did a signing ceremony at the Siyum Hashas, we signed a contract with the Star. We took a contract to sign to take MetLife Stadium to do a Siyum Hashas for Torah. And the people and the owners of the stadium are Jewish. One of them is the Tish. And so we had a sign. We asked the two owners of the stadium, the Jets and the Giants, to come to the signing ceremony. We had a few rabbis and myself. We were signing this historic contract. And a guy gets up and he says, I have to say a few words. And I said, who are you? He says, ask the owners of the stadium. They know who I am. I'm the guy that built the stadium. I worked for them. And I want to say a few words. And the guy gets up and he says as follows. It's unbelievable. I get emotional when I say it today, 9 years later. He says, Mr. Tish, Mr. Johnson, the two owners of the teams, says, it bothered me. I had a retrospection in life. Says, I spent 10 years of my life and $1 billion of Jewish money to build a football stadium. And he says, later in life, I started studying more and I had a retrospection. What did I do in my life? I built the stadium and spent $1 billion of your money, 10 years of my life. So they come to the football game, they drink beer, they go to they get rid of the beer, they drink more beer. He says, what did I do in my life? He says, the reason I asked to say a few words here is, because now I know what God intended. It was worth every bit of 10 years of my life. And he turned around to those guys and said, it was worth $1 billion of your money to be able to host such an event in this stadium. And so we have to understand, sometimes we don't always see the hand of God. And sometimes we don't know what it is. But I guarantee you, the hand of God is everywhere. Everywhere. He let these guys build a stadium, not to play football. Not that the Giants and Jets really play football. They play around a little bit. But in order that we should use this stadium for God's work, to be Mekadesh Shem Shemayim, to sanctify the name of God. So that's the message, a little bit of message I could give to you is where